What is something you do in hotel room you never do at home? Story 1. This thread is half people who dread having to use hotels because you don't know how clean it was after the last filthy naked person used it. And the other half is the people who walk around the room jacking it while eating nachos and then farting on the pillow. Story 2. Late night. In my jams and best socks. Check if the hallway is clear and there's nobody around or could be around. Calmly walk to the end of said hallway. Then I book it down that bitch as fast as I can. I'm talking about flying. You can't bottle that type of joy. Story 3. Clean up for the maid, since I don't have one at home. Make sure there's no trash left out on the desk, nightstands, bathroom floor. I gather all the used rags, towels, bath mat into one pile by the door. I'm adamant about making sure I do not leave any room I stay in trashed out. It's the maid's job to do her job, not to clean up after grown-ass emphors who deliberately left a disrespectful ass mess. Story 4. Blackout showers. If the bathroom setup allows, no light sources, I put a towel at the bottom of the door to block any light creeping in. Familiarize yourself where everything is, towel, lights when you need it, and take a shower in complete blackout conditions. It's almost like a sensory deprivation tank. Story 5. I travel a lot for work. Whenever I do, I always check in as early as possible, hang the DND tag on the door, set the thermostat, in summer 68 degree, in winter 78 degree, then head to the office. At the end of the day, I'll grab a bottle of wine on my way back, strip as soon as I get to my room, and lay around naked all night playing video games and drinking my wine. I also have a tendency to stay up ridiculously late sometimes and end up running on an hour or two of sleep the next day. Story 6. I work away a lot, sometimes weeks at a time. I have a routine. On my way to the hotel, I'll buy a 6-pack of Coke Zero and snacks that don't need a fridge. If I am lucky and get a fridge, I put the drinks in. My suitcase is set up with a PS4 to plug into the TV. If the TV is wall-mounted, I have a thing like a clamp on a stick that helps me put the HDMI in. I have a hard drive full of movies, just in case the Wi-Fi in the room isn't strong enough to stream Netflix. I hang out all my clothes by day, so every morning I know what to wear. Then the whole time I'm in the room, I multitask, have long podcasts playing while playing video games on silent. When I'm ready to sleep, put a movie on. Story 7. Norm Macdonald did a stand-up performance at my university in 1996. It was so raunchy, for example, prison rape, that half the people left, which encouraged him, and he got even more explicit. He talked for about 5 minutes on using different hotel towels on different parts of his body, listing the pros and cons of the washcloth versus hand towel versus bath towel for drying one's asshole, etc. I don't look at the towels the same way anymore. Story 8. D&D on the door. Long hot showers, walk around naked, eat in bed, have the room be an igloo, smoke a joint on the balcony outside of the hotel, and then talk to random strangers in the lobby. Always Google a good restaurant or pub to hit at 11 p.m. at night. Go to bed super late and sleep in. Story 9. I used to work with a guy that told me the first thing he would do when he walked into a new hotel room was jerk it onto the floor. I've never walked barefoot in a hotel since. I keep all my old socks, stretched out or whatever. I take a pair or two of those with me for every stay, and they get pitched when I leave. The bottoms of the socks are rarely the same color as when I walked in. Recently, I've just been carrying flip-flops. Story 10. Everyone commenting on the cleanliness of hotels. I lived in a hotel for about 8 months. Family friend owned one and provided a room for a fraction of the cost. I helped out with laundry occasionally, and by helped out I mean hung around when they were doing laundry and helped fold things. I firsthand saw the amount of work put in to ensure things were cleaned. I always trusted towels and sheets received in that place. Obviously, I can't be sure about every hotel, but IHG at least seems to do a great job. Story 11. IDK if it counts, but enjoy the pillows so damned much that I wrote down the brand and ordered one for myself when I get home. I can totally give the brand's name if anyone wants it. Just know that the pillows from the brand are kinda expensive, but I feel they are worth it. Story 12. Ask for a high floor room facing the hotel across the street so I can leave the window blinds open and lights on, and go down on my wife while she looks over my head to people watching me pleasure her. Wouldn't want to run into our neighbors at the annual block party after doing something like that. Story 13. Checkout was at 10 a.m., it was 9:45 a.m., and this asterisk, 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 asterisk comes banging on my door and unlocks it and wakes me up like, "Hey, you check out in 15 minutes." Not only was my stuff all packed the night before, but my alarm was going off at 9:50 so I could get up and take 10 steps downstairs to check out. Takes about 5 minutes. So as a response, I peed on the hotel mirrors, bathtub, on the floor. Yes, I know the maids clean it up, but he is the landlord, so if there is an unruly mess, then they report it to him. The hotel called my phone 8 times that day, and I didn't answer once. Story 14. I travel by myself a lot for work. I could choose to just get the one bigger king bed, but instead I usually opt for the 2 queens. This way I can have an eating bed and a sleeping bed. A lazy evening on the road with a bottle of wine and dinner in bed is quite relaxing. But I can't get comfortable with sleeping in a bed I eat, drink in. Story 15. I chloroform serial killers and take them back to my room. I cover the room in plastic and lay them on a table surrounded by various cutting devices. I wake them up, inform them of what I'm about to do, and remind them of their crimes. I stick a carving knife through their chest and breathe out a sigh of relief. I then chop the bodies up, load them onto my boat, and drop them out at sea. Story 16. Go into hibernation mode, and by that I mean leave my room as little as possible. I'm an introvert, and if I'm traveling, I get exhausted. So once I hit the hotel, I don't leave the room, even if I get back to the hotel at like 3 p.m. I'll often DoorDash dinner and have them leave it at my door and knock so I don't even have to interact with them. Just hole up and watch TV and restore my drained mental batteries. Story 17. Inspect the room and bathroom thoroughly for cameras before changing. I look under the fucking lamps. I'll burn my hand on the light bulb. I don't give a shit. You see those vents? I'm all up in them searching for a camera like a lunatic. Can't relax until I check the sheets for hairs, too. If I owned a black light, best believe I'd flip off the lights to inspect the ceiling, the walls, the sheets, etc. I love hotels, but I hate hotels. Story 18. Have you ever seen the HBO series Room 104? It's an anthology series. Each episode is self-contained, but they all take place in room 104 of a hotel. I heard an interview with the creators of the series. Their inspiration was the fact that most people do things in hotel rooms that they would never do in their own homes. Story 19. Check under the mattress, check under the bed, check the closets, toss wet towels on the floor and leave them there. Use my laptop in bed. There's probably more, but that's what comes immediately to mind. Also, be very careful checking under mattresses and under beds in hotels. My brother's wife does the same thing, and she was running her hand underneath the bed at a hotel and was stabbed by a used needle that was under the bed. She didn't really bother to look down there, just kind of ran her hand along the surface of the carpet. She had to miss out on our white water rafting trips as a result because my brother had to rush her to the local hospital, which was a ways away, and have her tested for anything she could have picked up from the needle. Lucidly, she turned out okay, but still it was a scary day, and even scary weeks after that, waiting for all of her test results to come back. Story 21. Once during hotel sex with my then-girlfriend, I told her, "I want to marry you someday." The relationship promptly fell apart when we got home. The next and last time she was ever kind to me was 6 months later. She suggested we break up because her sister, during a visit, told her she was too mean to me. I still miss her sometimes, even though my life is better without her. Anyway, I've never said that to anyone before or since. Story 22. Put all the K-cups and hand lotions into my bag every day so the maid refills them, and I repeat this for however many days I'm there. I'm still using hand lotion from 2 years ago, and it's some of the best smelling stuff I've had. Also all natural, but you can only buy it yourself in the tiny bottles that the hotel has. No big bottle. I also take some of the durable one-time use cleaning pads because they work well for washing windows. Story 23. Have threesomes. No, I'm a liar. But I always lie and make the third person feel like I'm house-sitting or something. You don't want these sex freaks popping in on you? Well, maybe you do, but that's just a one-night deal, unless I'm the third. Then I lie and say I'm an astronaut to get the invite to begin with. Apparently, people like watching their wives bang astronauts. Story 24. Take a picture of what is in the refrigerator and around the room. Notify the hotel if you think something is missing, like alcohol, which they will charge you for if missing. Inspect for bugs throughout. Pull the bedspread off and put it well out of the way since it's almost never cleaned by hotel staff. Look under mattress for bugs and droppings, smears from bug excrement. Pull the bottom sheet off at a corner and check underneath for state of the mattress. Look under pillowcase at pillow underneath. Put a piece of furniture in front of the hotel room door before going to sleep. Check window locks, view and possibly pull curtains. Then the usual comforts. Get on Wi-Fi, start charging devices, unpack the night's and next day's clothes, check bathroom for need towels. Call to let someone know I arrived at the hotel and tell them which room I'm checked into it. Hit the pool. Story 25. Have air conditioning. I live a few miles from the ocean in SoCal, so there is almost always a breeze. Sooner or later, just how thermodynamics work. There's maybe 5 days a year when gets to the point that a fan can't keep me comfortable, and that's an excellent day to go see a film, swim in the municipal pool, or even the Pacific itself. Also means my power bill only goes up like 10 to 15% in summer from the fans running versus everyone else's going up massively due to their AC. Also that walking around naked thing. Story 26. I blast the AC if it's hot or run the heater if it's cold. I'm talking like 90 degrees in cold weather the whole time I'm there. I also lift the mattress up to see if there are any dead bodies. When I was a younger adult, I heard a story about a body being left, and the room was rented out a few times before they figured it out because of the smell. Story 27. I go to the closet and take out one of the hangers with clips for slacks, and then I use that hanger to fasten the curtains closed, because somehow every hotel window allows light directly onto my face unless I employ advanced curtain closing measures. Then I use black electrical tape to cover whichever device inevitably has some bright-ass LED light that can't be turned off. Story 28. Pee in the in-room coffee maker. Kidding. I've never done that. But those things are never ever cleaned. They're not replaced until they break. And at some point somebody has definitely peed in the in-room coffee maker. Never drink from the glasses in the room either. They aren't washed. They're cleaned by housekeeping using wet towels on the floor from the previous guests. What? You thought the glassware got a good soap and water dishwashing? The staff has like 25 minutes to turn a room. Do the math. Could you thoroughly clean an entire room and bathroom in less than 20 or 25 minutes? Toilet, shower, make the bed, changing all the sheets, vacuum, replace all toiletries, scrub out all the stains? Hotels are absolutely filthy. Story 29. Leave the heater AC on, even when not in the room. Yes, I know now they have the ones that you need to put a key in to run the power. That's where the spare key comes in handy. This room will be my ideal level of comfort, and that level changes depending on time of day. I will use the AC when I've accidentally warmed it up too much with the heater. Story 30. Put my shoes under a table in the bedroom, and then need to line up all my unnecessary toiletries that I need to use, but have no immediate use in the bathroom, so I can use them while my party's in the shower at the same time. For some reason, you only need to get ready at exactly the same time when on holiday. It never seems like that sort of rush when at home. Story 31. Typically hotels involve travel, which in itself tends to burn me out and give me a bit of stress/anxiety. So once I actually get to the hotel, it's like a huge relief and a time to wind down. One of the things that I will do is just hang out on the bed and watch TV, as it's fun to see the different things that might play in whatever city I'm in. Also like to just look at the view, especially if I'm high up. Probably take pictures, etc. too. Also need to play around with the onboard controls of the window AC unit. It's like a fidget thing. That little metal door that opens up has a weird, satisfying feeling to it. Story 32. Use the curtains to soak up the sweat from my ass crack when I have swamp ass. Or jizz in the Bible and slam it shut. Or piss in the kettle so you don't have to get out of bed. Oddly enough, that's not the kind of shit they have inspections for. As long as you don't steal or break anything, they're happy. Well, the hotel is happy. Betcha whoever gets that room next is going to be a little surprised. But hey, they don't have my credit card information / Story 33. Have sex with women in exchange for money. Most people aren't going to make a scene in public. There are exceptions, of course. Like out of that Better Call Saul skit with Howard at lunch. Much less likely to have a boyfriend or pimp kick in your door and rob you at gunpoint. if you're staying at a hotel and meet the girl in the lobby or by the elevator on your floor. If they do try to pull some shit, lots and lots of potential witnesses. Your car or items in your home aren't going to get stolen a couple of weeks later after they scope the place out because you gave a hooker your home address. Story 34. Walk around in my underwear. Actually bother turning the AC up while I sleep and down when I go out. Splurge and pay for delivery, even sober. And I always travel with my own car. At home, I'm very much if I want takeout that bad and I'm not drunk, I can go get it so I don't have to pay fees plus tip person. But at a hotel, usually every other day minimum, I order in. Story 35. Use anything that is free. I always bring my own bathroom bag with soap/shampoo/conditioner, but it's fun using their tiny little bottles. Free coffee in the room. I don't normally drink coffee, but it's part of the fee. Not normally a breakfast person, but if it's free, and I wake up early enough, I'll go grab a quick bite even if it's just like a muffin or banana. Story 36. Drink shitty coffee. I'm a total coffee snob at home, roasting my own green beans from single-lot farms in Ethiopia or Costa Rica. But when I'm in a hotel room, I'm drinking every last one of those shitty-ass Keurig cups, and even mixing it with the nasty powdered creamer even though I don't use creamer at home. It's the feeling of getting away, mixed with that hot cup of shitty coffee that really gets me going. Story 37. Perhaps not what you were looking for, but a long time ago at a work conference I got really drunk. I was in my room long enough to drop off my bags and then left for the day. When I finally came back to the room, I stripped, got in bed, and passed out. Later, I woke up because I had to pee. I stumbled into the bathroom, but because it was a large space with a weird layout, I had to mostly shut the door to sit down on the toilet, which cut off the only light source from the bedroom. Whilst pissing, I fell asleep again for what felt like a short period of time. But when I woke up, I had no idea where I was. After a bit, I remembered that I was in a hotel on a work trip, but I couldn't see anything. At all. I had no idea where the light switch was, I didn't know where the door was, and I was literally stuck in the bathroom for a while trying to find my way out. It was a very surreal experience, but that's never happened at home.